Josh Mathews of Impact Wrestling. So, Josh, do you think President Trump will show up at Slammiversary 15?
Well, that's the question that's on everyone's mind after Lashley asked President to be his cornerman. The news broke that Alberto El Patron will have his legendary father in his corner, Dos Caros. It's an interesting idea because Lashley does have a history with Mr. President, and we'll see. We'll see if he shows up in Orlando. Stranger things have happened, right?
You said it, especially in this game. Slammiversary 15 on pay-per-view and FITE TV at 8 p.m. Eastern Time Sunday, July 2nd, from the Impact Zone, Universal Studios in Orlando. You've got a match. What is this match? A tag match. What does this match mean to you? What does this Slammiversary 15 mean to you?
Well, the match itself is sort of ironic in the way it all came about as Scott Steiner returned to the Impact Zone, and Scott was my tag team partner as we take on Jeremy Borash and Joseph Park. And if you can follow along Impact in the past several months, you know that this all started when JB decided, or was told, to join us at the announce desk, and I didn't like that very much. And punches being thrown, JB was suspended, he returned, Scott's coming back, and many people don't know this, but I was actually supposed to be on the first Impact show ever on June 19th, 2002. My career took a different path, and now, 15 years later, as we celebrate the 15-year anniversary of Impact Wrestling, I'll be competing on Sunday.
Could this be the start of Josh Mathews' climb to capture the unified title?
No, I'm 36 years old. No, that's not the start of anything like that.
How have you been preparing to train for this matchup?
Honestly, I'm taking pretty serious. I'm down like 14, 15 pounds. I've been in the ring a few times. My cardio game has been up. I mean, I consider myself an athlete since I'm a kid, so I never really ever stopped working out. I just sort of upped that workout process.
Speaking of when you were a kid, you're a Jersey boy, correct?
I lived in New Jersey for 12 years, but no, I'm not from New Jersey. I'm from Northwest Indiana. I don't know why Wikipedia is a liar, everyone. That I weigh like 150 pounds. I haven't weighed 150 pounds since I'm like 18. And a funny story, I tried to change my Wikipedia profile once, and someone changed it back the way they had it and emailed me that said, I don't know who Josh is. Don't mess with his Wikipedia page.
And you know what happens? Others will pick up on that. So no matter where you look, it's almost like gospel that this is what's going to be.
That's unbelievable, right?
All right, so you're an Indiana boy then?
Yes. For the first 20 years of my life, then, when I got started with WWE, I moved to Connecticut and bounced down to New Jersey.
Well, did you play basketball growing up?
I did. I wasn't very good at basketball. I was a better football player than I was at basketball. But yeah, I think in Indiana in the 80s, as a kid, you had to play basketball.
Did you go to college?
I went to Purdue. I didn't finish. I was almost done. I think I'm in my junior year or something like that. But that's when WWE offered me a full-time job, so I wasn't going to stay and not pursue the career path that I wanted.
When you got into professional wrestling and then it shifted to commentary, what was the adjustment like for you?
Well, I started wrestling when I was like 16, and Tough Enough was when I was 19 or 20, and then when I didn't win, and then I bounced around the indies for about a year, and I didn't really enjoy that. I didn't like being alone and being in it wasn't for me. And WWE called and said, we have an interesting idea. We would like for you to audition to be an announcer. So I flew out, I auditioned, and then 3 weeks later, they offered me the job. And when I got the job at 20 years old, they said, look, like, you're an announcer now, you're not a wrestler, we need you to eat, sleep, live, basically in the studio of WWE headquarters and learn how to do this. And that's what I did. I took it very serious. I threw away the wrestling gear, and I put on a headset and never looked back.
You never had any formal training prior to that?
As broadcasting?
Yes.
No, I didn't. They took a shot on me, and they invested 12 years in me. And, they basically produced the greatest wrestling announcer of all time 12 years later.
That's really interesting, though, too, because for you, were you thinking, hey, what am I getting myself into? Or was it, well, I'm going to give it a shot, let's see what happens?
enough ended, MTV approached me about being a BJ, and I auditioned with them, but it was literally the day after I just lost my dream job with WWE, so I didn't really do great in the audition. And then when I went home, I thought, okay, studio hosting, like, that could be cool. And then when I auditioned at WWE, it was to be a color commentator, but they kind of put you through everything. So I did a match calling color, and then I did a match as play-by-play, and they were like, oh, my God, the play-by-play was so much better. We see you as being the straight guy, the play-by-play guy. And then I went into the studio and did, stand-up hosting, which I wasn't, again, super great or comfortable at, but I practiced and learned, and I was there every day, and it was definitely a learning experience. I always tell people that I went to WWE University.
Yeah, that you did, in many ways. What do you take from your experiences there?
My experiences in WWE?
Yes. What did you take from all that experience?
Oh, it was just, it was incredible. It was 12 years of learning from, the all-time greats and people like Jim Ross, being in a car with Michael Cole and Taz, and learning from them. Paul Heyman. I learned so much from Paul when he was the lead writer of SmackDown, and we would do the edit for SmackDown because the show was taped on Tuesday and would air on Thursday, and Wednesday we would do the edit. And Paul would be there every week, and Taz and Michael Cole and myself, and Paul would sort of teach, like, here's what you said here, why don't we change it to this? You could be there until 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, and in that time is when I really think I learned the most, and I credit Paul with a lot of teaching me so much early on in my career.
Now, for this big tag match at Slammiversary 15, which is Sunday, July 2nd, you can check it out on pay-per-view. Also, FITE TV is carrying it. Are you surprised that Jeremy Borash is actually getting into the ring?
Yeah, I think surprise is one way to put it. It's definitely, if you saw how it all came about, he didn't really want the match. It was Joseph Park who opened his mouth and offered up the challenge, and I accepted. I found a partner. I found Scott. Those guys have been training. Obviously, if you've been watching Impact, you've seen them training. But I don't think that they stand a chance this Sunday on pay-per-view. The pay-per-view, I know you said it starts at 8. It actually gets started at 7:30. It's such a jam-packed show that we're starting 30 minutes early. And FITE TV, I love FITE TV. I just talked to those guys this morning. I think they're doing amazing things. So it's just a major opportunity for everyone to see. It's going to be a spectacle of epic proportions. If you saw my Swanton from the other couple weeks ago, expect more of that, and just expect a fun match where the good guys win in the end, and the good guys are myself and Scott Steiner.
I just think it's going to be incredible, and thanks for telling us too. 7:30 p.m. then will be the start for that. Have you got any advice from Big Poppa Pump Scott Steiner?
He's actually asked me for advice on how to. No, I'm joking. Scott's been great. He came in the 1 week, and when I approached him about being my partner, and he said, "Well, who are we going to face?" And I sent him a picture of JB and Joseph Park. He said, "Oh my God, those guys are fat. Let's destroy them." And that's what we plan on doing.
Yeah, I think even someone like Knockout Madison Rayne could take out Jeremy Borash.
Yeah, without question, she absolutely can.
Now, one of the matches is interesting too. We'll ask you a few more questions. We're going to wrap this up. D'Angelo Williams and Moose are tagging versus Chris Adonis and Eli Drake. And D'Angelo's coming from the NFL field. And you know what? Pro wrestling is very athletic, and you get a lot of crossover from the NFL. Just what are your thoughts of NFL football players like a D'Angelo Williams coming into this genre?
D'Angelo and I actually have a wager of who will have the better match Sunday. I'm not going to say the amount, but D'Angelo's been a great friend of mine for many years, and when I approached Impact about D'Angelo competing, it wasn't a Slammiversary. It was just, hey, he's my buddy. He wants to do something. I gave the idea to Jeff Jarrett, and now look at this. D'Angelo, number 34, current NFL running back, all-pro, is going to be competing in Slammiversary. I think it's awesome. I love the fact that D'Angelo's coming in. I love that Robert Flores and Don West will be on the call. I can't wait to see D'Angelo. We're going to spend, I think, Friday or Saturday together in Orlando, but we do have a wager on whose match will be better